So today is officially the launch day of Forza Horizon 6, or at least the early access part of it anyway, guys. I'm going to be real, within my first hour of the game, I immediately kept thinking to myself that yes, this truly is different, and the funniest part is, I think everybody was hoping for it. Now, the thing is, I'm sure a lot of you might be wondering, for me, I am playing on the Xbox Series X. I'm obviously playing the game on my computer because I am using the Elgato capture card there, which is, the main way I'm playing the game, obviously. And I'm going to admit, this game is running so dang smooth, bro. That was actually a concern of mine going into this game. I was kind of wondering within the first hour that I'd probably realize if the game is smooth or, it's not running that great. I'm going to be real and say it ran way better than I thought it was going to. At first, I kind of thought the game might end up, not running all that great because we all do know most game launches nowadays are terrible, to say the least. I would probably, just put that right out there. But with that being said, though, the other thing I could simply not get out of my head for some reason, guys, I'm going to be real, this was kind of in my mind a little bit, probably well over the hour that I have played the game. I'm actually, like, almost 7 hours into the game already, if I'm being real with y'all there. We all probably know why, but the thing I was kind of thinking about is I'm like, all right, well, I played every single Forza Horizon game, so let me go into this game and really see if it feels similar or, if it's going to feel like a Forza Horizon, which obviously, it does feel like Forza. But you know what's crazy, though? Is it still feels so much different to me than the other Forza games. I played 5 a lot. I played 4, 3, 2, and 1, obviously. Jumping into this game and even doing the prologue, guys, driving the RGT, seeing Tokyo City in the background, seeing the way the clouds look and all that, seeing the planes fly by, man, I'm like, nah. I'm completely locked in, and I kind of just wanted to keep playing the game. I literally did not even want to get off it. I actually almost played the game like 9 hours straight, and I'm like, no, I gotta go record some vids here and, give people my thoughts on this. And I just, going through the intro and seeing all the cars lined up with the drag strip and all that, I'm like, yeah, this is it. Seeing, like, the way the festival piece was here. This, by the way, guys, I don't know if I'm the only person. It reminded me of Forza Horizon 1. Am I the only person that thought that? Like, the way the festival thing is designed in this, I'll probably touch on this in a separate video, but it literally reminded me of Forza Horizon 1, which, guess what? I love it because everybody wishes that the festival feeling was like Forza Horizon 1. But the other part in this, though, is they're kind of talking about how you can go find treasure cars, which expect a guide on those, by the way. Seeing all the photos and exploring the map and finding different things. You have these stores, you have different cars to go after, collect, races. You can also deliver tofu. I'm like, okay, well, it seems to be packed full of content. Who would have thought, guys, we are packed full of content in a game? Isn't that kind of sad that we're really at this point? But it's obviously showing the trailer and all that, and it's giving you a glimpse of what you can expect in Japan. And then it goes, okay, bro, well, what car do you want? And if you guys are wondering, you basically get every car, but the car you pick is the one you drive first. And I will explain more of this on why I like it in the progression video and stuff, because to be real, people might be like, well, you get every single car. And yes, but I like it because you could still use them and there's still progression. Okay, I'm already getting off. But I did end up picking the GMC Jimmy, though, because I don't know why. You guys probably know me at this point. I'm an off-road head. I like off-road vehicles. I mean, heck, bro, a lot of the vehicles I've been driving in the game so far are literally rally and off-road because I enjoy them. But right after you pick your vehicle, though, you then have to drive into Tokyo City, dude. And seeing the sun in the background just shining into the city, seeing the buildings back there with the glow, and you're just like, wow, we are legitimately in Japan here. Like, it's kind of mind-blowing. The way they've done Tokyo City, I don't really understand what people are saying with this area being too small, because to me it looks amazing, and do expect map videos of talking about different things in the regions and all that stuff, because I have a lot I want to talk about that stuff and honestly get off of my chest about it, because people seem to not be liking it, or maybe it's too small. But you know what? I love the urban roads in this and all that. I like how the city is designed. Cruising through this in this first main part of the game here, I'm like, this is so dope. I can't wait to come back here and just simply explore some areas and all that, guys. But once you're done with that, though, you obviously have to go into the city and get to the next part of the main part of the story, which I gotta admit, the way this stuff is structured, again, I will deep dive into this in another video because I could probably yap about it right now, which I don't want to do to y'all. But the first race, though, you actually get to drive a Nissan GTR, which is pretty amazing, or, Skyline, I should probably say. We all know which car this is. It's kind of like a more of a nighttime dusk-ish setting. You're seeing, so like the RX-7, the other cars you're racing against, an Aston Martin. And I said this before, but literally first glance into the city, barely being in here at nighttime, I almost kind of freaked out a little bit because it looks so dang great. The vibe of nighttime, bro, looks so dang amazing. Like, it just shocks me how great it actually looks. And I can almost guarantee to a certain extent that I feel like a lot of players might end up driving around Tokyo City at nighttime. So, like, there's going to be a lot of convoys here. I can already see it. Just the way the vibe of this city is was honestly amazing. But after that, though, the next part, once you guys obviously got that done, like, it's not just going to throw you in there like FH5 and you're like, oh, look at me go. Instead, you get that race done and boom, you can kind of start doing your own thing in the festival. But first, you have to do the qualifiers before you get to that. So I'm like, okay, well, it showed me the Horizon Invitational thing. There's qualifier events. Let me go do some of those, and then I can progress that way. I kind of like how it's a little bit slower. Instead of just throwing you in there, there's a bunch of races. Do it. Yeah, I'm good, bro. Like, I know it might sound dumb to people, but I kind of want it to be a little bit slower. I kind of want the feeling of the game to be slower. And this is something you could probably notice in the first hour as well, because most players are like, man, I already have 75 cars and I have all this stuff. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that in a separate video as well, but I kind of just jumped in the GMC Jimmy to head over to my first race. I was kind of exploring a little bit and just driving slow, looking at the way the entire mountains were, the coloring of everything, guys, and it really blows my mind how good this honestly looks. Now, I know a lot of people might be like, bro, it looks super generic, and you know what? No, it looks really good. Now, I actually think the seasons are not active right now. I don't think they are, because when I was playing, apparently the seasons changed, but I didn't notice a difference, so I'm thinking that they're not actually active yet, because the festival playlist is also not active yet, so that would probably make a lot of sense. I kind of think that would make sense. You know, the game isn't technically out yet, kind of releases on Tuesday, so maybe they're doing it that way. I kind of think that would make the most sense. But besides that, though, right after, I went into one of my first off-road races here in the other Toyota Celica, which, as I said before, you do end up getting the cars. I am super happy about that because obviously there is a mix of races. We are not in the early 2000s of racing games now to where they want to give you one car and you upgrade that one car the entire time. Can I be real and say that doesn't honestly sound as fun as I thought it was going to be, especially when I went back and played them. But you know what, though? Being Forza, though, the handling off-road, guys, absolutely amazing. I love the detail of the cars in this game, just the crispiness of it. I cannot wait to off-road some other vehicles in this game and really jump into those to see how they would feel, whether I'm in the snow or doing different things and all that. It's probably going to be wild. The next race I got to do was in the GMC Jimmy. Now, I don't know if they meant to do the Suzuki Jimny or whatever that thing is called. Maybe they couldn't because of licensing. But, man, this is a very big SUV, which I think would look hilarious in Japan for that matter. You know, like seeing a TRX or whatever. But doing this off-road event was also really fun, guys. I've said this in previous Forza games, but the off-roading in Forza Horizon is literally the best out of any open-world racing game. And they have honestly owned this for probably the last 7 or 8 years. I'm just going to put that out there. This game still feels amazing, and in fact, I kind of think the off-roading in this game, to me, unless I'm losing my mind, does honestly feel a little bit better, unless I'm tripping out. Like, even driving through this field, the detail and the way the truck feels in the water is just so dang good, man, and there's no other game that could really touch it, at least that what I have played recently. You know, you have Test Drive and all that. Motorfest off-road physics are just really, really wonky, and I was kind of wondering how they would be in this game. Again, doing a couple off-road races, being earlier on in the game, you would probably notice that stuff pretty quick. But after that, though, I was like, okay, well, I got the race done. Where's the game going to take me next after that? And you would end up looking at some of the achievements you can do, like discovering Japan and stuff, where it has all kinds of areas you can look at. And there's also rewards tied to that. Again, I will touch on this in another video. But guess what, guys? We have a crazy thing in Forza Horizon 6. And it's 100% obvious to me. Progression is here. And if anyone's like, the game does not have progression, to be honest, dude, I don't know if something's wrong with you or not, because to me, it clearly does have progression in every single way. But right after I checked that, I'm like, you know what? I kind of need to go do other races. So I jumped in the BMW M4 from the, you know, the car I got from the pre-order thing or whatever from one of the packs. And I was driving this car at nighttime, kind of heading over to the next event. And my goodness, the vibe of FH6, dude. They legit nailed it. Like, I'm gonna be 100% real there and say that. I think a lot of players, when they jump in this game, they're driving, they're like one of their favorite cars, the, cockpit view, checking out different things and all that, driving around the map with their friends at nighttime, even different times during the day. It just blows my mind how good it is. Plus, I love the detail of the cars. I did say this before, but you guys can see the dashboard working in this BMW. You see the screen also working. Pretty dang dope if you ask me, because a lot of the games have like a little symbol on the thing there, you know what I'm saying? But afterwards, I got to also drive the Silvia, which again, this was the other car that you could have picked. I went into that race and I knew I was kind of failing at driving because I'm gonna be real with y'all. It took me a second, okay? And the reason for that is not because of the handling in the game. It's because I am so used to using a PlayStation controller, playing on an Xbox for 6 or 7 hours, even playing on it a little bit. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna be struggling a little bit. Let me try to do this a little bit more. And throughout the time I was playing the game, I got better at shifting. I had to fix my controller settings on that a little bit. I do shift with A, and X obviously is the best way I like to do it. Downshift and upshift and all that. I think that's the best way, at least for when you're holding a controller, at least for me anyway. I found it to be the best way. But doing this race in the Silvia around like this farm area, I loved it. I loved it. When I did this one, I'm like, man, I can't wait to do some other races, some of these cars, or even come back to these events and see what else I can do with those. And then the next part, I had to show this as well. I was actually going to leave this part out, but I'm like, you know what? It's just another whole part of how great the vibe of the map is, guys. It's slightly raining right now. You can see the cloudiness in there. I'm in the Silvia driving to one of the next events. And I'm kind of just looking around driving. I'm like, wow, I can already see myself being a cruiser head in this game for hours on end. Is that bad? Is Blocked Inside really a cruiser head now? Has this actually happened? Because in the previous Forza games and a lot of the racing games that have come out, guys, I'm going to be real with y'all, I haven't wanted to cruise. I really have not wanted to cruise, but feeling how they've done Japan in this map, I will definitely be cruising around in different cars and just trying, just checking out different areas of the map to see how it feels during the different times of day and all that. It really was amazing with how they did this. But after I got to the next event, though, and I gotta say, the Silvia in the rain is amazing. This is actually one of the time attack tracks as well, guys. It wasn't good at all, so you could judge me if you want. My driving was not that good in the rain. I'm trying to work on that a little bit. I'm also getting used to the cars and all that, but the way the puddles look and how the rain looks coming down and racing on these tracks, I can't wait to go to the other time attack tracks or even this one again and try to drive a little bit better and, use a time attack car and just feel the gripping of that car going around, having a build for it, doing different things. It got me locked in within an hour doing the time attack tracks in the actual map itself. Was so dang cool to me that you don't have to load into a loading screen and go into it. No, bro. It is literally on the map. I thought that was so dope. Eventually, you will probably see a lot more people here. Obviously, in the qualifying part, you're not going to see anybody. But in the actual main part of the story campaign thing, I bet you could easily run into people. But after that, though, guys, you then encounter the final event. And again, this is all within like an hour or so. Like, I would say the entire beginning part of that is probably an hour. You'll then have to jump into the BMW M2. It's super beautiful outside, guys. There is a cargo bob thing. I believe that's what that is. Actually, yep, looks like a cargo bob to me. Then there's other cars like the Mustang, and you're racing the Nissan and all that stuff. And you're kind of just flying down the road. Beautiful sunny weather in the M2. Again, the vibes are immaculate. I think they nailed this game to a T. And I have to say that because a lot of people are kind of concerned about it, that the game would look washed out or it wouldn't look that good. And to be honest, though, playing this on the Series X, 60 frames a second in performance mode, 4K HDR, all that stuff is activated. The game looks and runs so dang smooth. And I think that will add on to everything else in there as well, because you could see the rendering of the background and kind of everything that's going on in the game, guys. And to be real, it's unmatched. But after that race, though, you then end up showing up to the main festival area, which you guys can pick one of 3 of these vehicles. This is obviously at the end of the main prologue type of get to the qualifier, qualify and get into the thing. Y'all know what I'm getting at. But you can pick one of 3 of these vehicles, and again, you keep all of them. You guys already know what I picked. You know Blocked at this point. I picked the TRX. I love this truck. I will be doing videos on most of the cars in this game, so stay tuned for reviews and builds and all that good stuff. I have to picking the Ram TRX and hearing the supercharger in this thing. I was like, oh man, it's already getting me going. But after that, though, you finally get your first festival wristband. To be real, I like how they actually made the first part of this game, the qualifying part, feel like it meant something. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the times you jump in there and everything's kind of just thrown at you really quick. But once you end up getting there, the game will open up all the events, and then the first Horizon Rush event will be down there once you progress a little bit to get to that one. And to be real, it's all been an amazing time, guys. But you know what? I could keep yapping. Overall, my first hour in FH6, I absolutely love it. I am super hooked. Stay tuned for a lot of videos. I'm planning some guides on a lot of things as well, and different builds and all kinds of different video topics and all that. So do stay tuned. And also, let me know how your first hour in Forza Horizon 6 went, because I am super curious to know how everybody is enjoying this game so far.